Hello, this is Brian Rowe from Mythic MTG Tech with number 63 here, looking at the cards that are missing from Modern Masters. Now, don't get me wrong here, Modern Masters has some amazing cards in it. Wizard did a great job of choosing the cards, but if you actually want to play in Modern, there are some cards that you may want to look at picking up right now before they jump in price. In number 10 spot, the ever-popular Infect deck is not really supported at all in Modern Masters. Might of Old Kosa, which I'm sure I'm killing the pronunciation on that, is not there, and it's one of the best pump spells. Pendelhaven, which I know has been reprinted before, is not in the set, and most notably, Noble Hierarch is missing. There are very few situations in which Noble Hierarch is better than a Deathrite Shaman, but this is definitely one of them, and Noble Hierarch can easily spike up because of the limited availability of the card and how it is such a wonderful player in the Infect deck. Now, I myself am not going to go out and speculate on Noble Hierarchs because Deathrite Shaman is better in a lot of different situations, but I would at least hold on to them or pick up a set if you plan on playing Infect. In the number 9 spot, there is very little support for Soul Sisters, which is one of my absolute favorite decks. Windbriss Heights has been reprinted soon, so I don't think it's going to see a huge jump. Ranger of Eos is one of the things that gives that deck a little bit more longer-term punch. Both Soul Sister and the Champion here also have some nice roles to play in that deck. If you are interested in playing a budget deck that has a lot of power to it and some interesting combo-like aspects, definitely check out my video on Soul Sisters and pick these cards up before they spike in price. And the number 8 spot here is the Filterlands. Now, I'm completely shocked that none of these were included in the Modern Masters set. Modern Masters looks like a set that was designed to draft. There's a lot of multicolor cards in the set, but there's very little color correction. I think this is going to make those color decks that need color correction, so the 4 or 5 color control decks that you might like playing out of the Moto Holiday Cube, very difficult to play. Now, with that said, I actually don't like these lands. I don't like them at all. The first turn of the game is extremely important in a fast format like Modern, and these do not produce colored mana, so you can only play them in higher curve decks or you're risking a mulligan. Also, drawing several of them is really bad. So unlike fetches or even shocks, most of your decks will only run one of these. My guess is these are going to spike up a little bit when people realize that they're not in Modern Masters, and then when people realize that nobody is actually playing them in Modern, they'll come back down. So I would pick them up cheap if you can now, or hold them, wait until they go up to 25 or so, and then sell them. I'd pick up maybe one of each for your deck construction, and that's it. Don't stockpile these. That would be a horrible idea. You're going to be sitting on cards that are barely playable. In the number 7 spot, this is a fan favorite, Mutavault. I love playing this thing in Legacy. One of the test decks that I've got put together is Merfolk, and it is incredible there. If they give extra support to Merfolk at some point in the future, we could see this also being a huge card in Modern. It's not in the set. I recommend buying it where it is now. Even if it gets reprinted later, it's such a fan favorite, it will hold its value. It's also a huge popular card in EDH. Scape Shift. I'm not surprised they didn't reprint this. They really don't seem to care for combo decks. This is one of the few combo decks that doesn't have a creature element to it. My guess is this may have even been left out intentionally, because if this deck becomes too powerful, I think they'll definitely put it back onto the ban list. I do not care for this particular combo. I would avoid it like the plague. I don't think it's actually very good right now, at least as long as hand destruction is also very popular. So it's not in there. It could spike up in price, but it is not on my recommended list to pick up unless you love playing combo decks, and then check it out. Number 5 spot. This one was a real shocker to me. Remand is one of the absolute best counter spells in Modern. It is situationally sometimes much, much better than Mana Leak, such as against Urzatron. Sometimes it's worse, but it's nice to have a combination of leaks and remands. Leak is very easy to get a hold of. Remand is going to only get more difficult. I would pick these up. I wouldn't be surprised to see these moving up to about 15 or so if they don't get reprinted soon. The number 4 spot, I was surprised at how little support there was for the Kibler-esque green-white deck. Both Wiltleaf Liege and Quasilly Pride Mage are not in the set. Robots is in the set. Lots and lots of robots. Robots just got stronger because of Mox Opal. Quasilly Pride Mage, which is sitting around anywhere from $0.25 to $1 currently, is posed to be a great main deck card for helping deal with robots. And the Wiltleaf Liege is wonderful. It works extremely well in green-white decks with Loxodon Smiters, and also it's a great support card for your Lingering Souls. I love this card. I need to pick up a playset before they spike. If you got any for trade that you don't want, let me know. In the number 3 spot here, I have several of the lands from the Time Spiral block, Horizon Canopy being the best of them. Horizon Canopy is an amazing card. The life loss is not that bad, and the ability to draw cards with it late game is just amazing. River of Tears is also incredible. Now, I know that these are future sight cards, so maybe they're coming up in sets soon, but for the short term, I would definitely recommend picking these up. Swarm Yard has yet to see a bunch of tournament play, but if the main answer to Delver is Abrupt Decay, then Swarmyard is a wonderful way to deal with that. The ability to regenerate your insect, which the flip side of a Delver is an insect aberration, is just incredible. Vesuva's kind of a fan favorite out there, although Thespian Stage is starting to move in on that space. So maybe that one I might avoid. Grove of the Burn Willows, though, even though it's just been reprinted, is starting to spike up already. It is an incredible casual favorite card and a wonderful card in Legacy. I love it overall, both with Punishing Fire and in casual decks. Nimbus Maze is one of the weaker ones here. It is closer to the Filter Lands, although it's got much better artwork, which is why I put it on this list, and it's super cheap compared to the Filter Lands. In the number 2 spot, we've got Crucible of Worlds. This is a huge fan favorite. People love this card. Very surprised not to see it reprinted. My guess is it's going to be in from the Vault 20. Definitely hold on to it. Don't dump it. It may end up going up in price. Although as a casual card, it's getting near the top of its popularity. If it goes over 35, I would definitely start to sell it. The number 1 spot, I really don't know what to say. I am shocked that this card is not in Modern Masters. Thoughtseize is the glue that holds Modern together the same way Force of Will holds together Legacy. This keeps the combo decks down and is just amazing. I would be shocked to also see this reprinted in M14. Why? New players hate losing life from their own cards. This is not the type of thing that I would put into a core set. Also, the card is amazingly powerful, especially in environments where you don't have Brainstorm. In Standard, this card would warp Standard. If they put this in, and you can just rip out people's Supreme Verdicts or higher casting cost cards, even their 2 or 3 casters on turn 1, it would just change the entire environment. Sing Collector's already seen some play at 3 casting cost. At 1 casting cost, the power level on this card is over the top to put in Standard. My only guess here is that the card is being reprinted in from the Vault 20, which means that we'll see a nice, shiny foil version of it that doesn't impact the price at all. I'm recommending to buy this currently, especially if you need them to complete your playset. If this is only printed in front of the Vault 20, it's going to go through the roof in price. The other card that I recommend picking up, I know he wasn't scheduled to be in the Modern Masters set, is Inquisition of Kozilek here. It's a wonderful alternative. It's sitting around $5 to $7 currently. Could spike up to about 15 or 20 because in 9 out of 10 situations, it's as good as Thoughtseize. Against Burn, it's better. Situations where you're playing in specific combo decks, it can end up being bad. But if Thoughtseize makes it to the $80 or $90 mark, Inquisition is going to be the logical alternative to turn to. And with it not being reprinted, the value of it could definitely go up. If you're looking at playing anything that splashes black, Pick up your Thoughtseizes and Inquisitions now before they go up in value. Now, I know there's going to be one or two people out there who are really unhappy if these get reprinted next week in a set and the value drops incredibly, but it's a risk that I think is worth taking, especially if you just plan on picking up a playset, because they are so useful. Thanks. This has been Brian Rowe with Modern Masters Missing in Action.
Everybody is to leave here immediately. This cafe is closed until further notice. Clear the room at once.
How can you close me up? On what ground?
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here.
You're winning, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.